Good morning and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone's doing well on this Friday morning. Lots and lots to discuss on the show today. But before we get into that, please do me a small favour. Make sure to drop a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, I have a question to start off the show with, and it is in relation to the striker. Who should Manchester United sign as the new striker this summer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Is it Osimhen? Is it Gyökeres? Is it Liam Delap? Is it Jonathan David? Is it somebody else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We are going to start by talking about that topic because the ever-reliable David Ornstein from The Athletic has been speaking this morning about Victor Osimhen. Because the news is this, that apparently Premier League clubs believe that Victor Osimhen is going to join Saudi Arabia or go to Saudi Arabia. It doesn't specify which club in Saudi, but it does say that apparently they think he's going to go to Saudi. I mean, it's hardly surprising, is it? Obviously, we had the story from Fabrizio a couple of days ago that he wanted 250 grand a week after tax, Victor Osimhen, which I worked out is about 450 grand a week before tax in the UK, which he's never going to get, realistically. No one's going to pay him nearly $500,000 a week before tax. It's just not going to happen. Whereas if he goes to Saudi, he'll earn 6, 7, 800,000 a week probably. And remember, there's no tax in Saudi. So he could go and earn probably close to £1 million per week, completely tax-free. And it's not going to affect his national team hopes. I mean, this is a conversation, a whole nother conversation to talk about here. But would you say that the Saudi League, I mean, I was going to say, is the Saudi League any less competitive than the Turkish League? I mean, probably a little bit. Obviously, the Turkish League has a lot more history. You know, you have some big teams like Besiktas, Galatasaray, etc. But by way of big name players, I would say there are more big name players playing in the Saudi League than there are in the Turkish League now, which is kind of mad to think. But the point I'm making here is it's not like he's playing for, I don't know, Manchester City and he's just won the Champions League and he's going to move to Saudi at the age of 25. I mean, he's playing in Turkey, playing in the Europa League. Like, it's not that much of a step down for him to go from there to the Saudi League, I don't think, really. It's disappointing, but from what I've read and from what I've gathered, it seems like, yeah, it seems like he's very money motivated, hence why he wants 250 grand a week. But, I mean, can you blame him? Football is a short-lived sport. You only, play for 10, 15 years when you're probably going to earn top money. And he probably feels like he wants to earn that money now. So, as frustrating as it is, as much as I would like to see Victor Osimhen at Manchester United, if he does decide to go to Saudi, I would be disappointed, but I wouldn't really blame him. So let's read out the story. So this is coming from David Ornstein on The Athletic. It says, there's been a consensus among the Premier League clubs that Victor Osimhen is likely now to join Saudi Arabia or go to Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, that's what David Ornstein's reporting this morning. That remember, there's lots of teams looking for a striker. Arsenal need a striker. Chelsea need a striker. Man United need a striker. Liverpool, you could even argue, need a striker. You know, is Darwin Núñez going to leave? So there's probably 4 or 5 clubs in the Premier League that are keeping tabs on not Jonathan David. Well, they probably are keeping tabs on Jonathan David as well, but are keeping tabs on Victor Osimhen. So we'll see what happens. But I do just think money is the biggest motivator here, and there's no way on earth Ineos are going to give him $500,000 a week before tax. You know, I think he'd be lucky to get maybe 200 grand a week before tax, which what would that be after tax? Maybe 100 a week. I think he's on more than that at Napoli at the moment, or on loan from Napoli. So he's going to want a big paycheck. I guess you could say he deserves it. He's one of the bigger name strikers in world football, isn't he? You know, and he still is banging in goals at the moment. So yeah, 26. He's in his prime. How many goals has he got this season? Let's have a look. So far this season, he's got 33 goals and assists in 32 games. So he's averaging a goal or an assist every single game, or more than every single game. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? 6 goals in the Europa League, 20 goals in the Turkish League, and 2 goals in the Turkish Cup. So he's doing very, very well. It's a shame. I would have loved to have seen Osimhen at Manchester United. It really is. But I kind of do understand in some ways. If the biggest motivator for him is money, then going to Saudi, you're going to earn crazy money, aren't you? So I kind of get it. Al says, why would Osimhen come to Manchester United, who are struggling, when he can go to Saudi and earn 700 grand a week? Yeah, exactly. It's not like our proposal is that exciting at the moment, I don't think. Al says, Gyökeres has already turned us down as well, so the only options left are Jonathan David or Delap. I mean, it seems like it. Let's do a poll on that, actually, because it feels like we are in this position. Who would you rather? Let's do Jonathan David. I think this is going to be an interesting poll, actually. So, I mean, based off the news we've got over the last couple of days, as I said, it looks like Osimhen's going to end up in Saudi, and Gyökeres wants to get Champions League football, wants to go to a team that are going to win trophies, and we can't really offer either of those things. So let's do a poll on who would you rather between Jonathan David and Liam Delap, because realistically, those are our 2 options now. Obviously, Jonathan David is a free transfer. Liam Delap, it's probably going to cost you about 40 million. I would probably go with Jonathan David if I had to pick from the 2 options, because I think he's been around longer. He's played in Europe before. He's played for a big club. Obviously, Lille are a relatively, one of the bigger clubs in the French league. I think he's played in the Champions League before, so he's got that experience. I would definitely just go with Jonathan David. I think it makes the most sense. I think, the fact that he has the experience adds a lot to what we're trying to do. So that would be my preference, but I'd be very interested to see what you guys have to say. Like, who would you go for? Would you go for Jonathan David, or would you go for Liam Delap? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Give me some reasons as well. Like, if you really think that, Jonathan Delap's the player that we need, tell me why. Explain your thoughts. I like to see it when people give, quite concise answers. So if you can do that for me in the comment section now, that would be really, really appreciated. Pick between those 2 options. Let me know what you think. I'm going with Jonathan David, though. I think even if Jonathan David was 40 million, I would still go with Jonathan David, personally. But again, let me know what you think, because I'd be very interested to see what you all have to say. Right. Okay, cool. Right, let's see what else we've got to talk about on the show this morning. Right, next up, we're going to be talking about Mason Mount. Now, this story came out last night, and I'm a little bit... I'm not sure if confused is the right answer, but I don't know. There's a story coming out that apparently Manchester United are going to send they're going to send Mason Mount off to some sort of like medical camp to try and help with his injuries, and that he could potentially be out for 6 months. I mean, if this is true, the person who put this story out, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's a tier 1 journalist, and it has kind of now got a bit more widely reported, but it's all come from this one guy's story. And effectively he's saying that, Manchester United are concerned about Mason Mount, and they think his injuries are going to keep coming back, and they think the best option for him is to send him out to this clinic. I think it's in Switzerland, to try and so it says this: in recent months, there have been discussions at Manchester United about sending Mason Mount to a private clinic in Switzerland for his recurrence of injuries. It says if United feel that this is a valid option, as it would theoretically prevent or limit the amount of injuries, he would be out for around 6 months should the option be chosen. I don't really understand that. I mean, what? So you're telling me you can send somebody to a clinic for 6 months, and then when they come back, they're never going to get injured again? How does that work? That doesn't make any sense to me. The only bit of this story that sounds believable is the fact that if you send him off to this clinic for 6 months, then he won't be injured for 6 months because he won't be available. Do you know what I mean? So if they want to prevent Mason Mount being injured and prevent him being unavailable through injury, then yeah, send him away. You know? Like, that's the only bit of that story that makes any sense. And obviously I'm being a bit, a bit stupid here, but like, it doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But as always, guys, let me know your thoughts on that. At some point, you've just got to cut your losses. At some point, you just have to like say, you know what, maybe we should look to sell him. Maybe we can try and get some money from him from Saudi. But at the end of the day, we've given him the number 7 shirt. We've given him 200 grand a week. He's probably not going to go anywhere, is he? How long? He's still got 3 years left on his contract as well. I mean, that's crazy. I'm not just saying this. I think based on performance, I would say that he's been one of the worst signings we've made in the last decade, I would say. I think when we signed him, everyone was like, why the hell are we signing him? But, everyone kind of said, he is a good player, won the Champions League with Chelsea, used to be a starter for England. He is a decent footballer, but since he's come to Manchester United, he's literally just been injured the whole time. Was he like this before? Let's have a little look. So he joined Manchester United since he's joined Manchester United, he missed 27 games last season and he's missed 23 games already this season. Now, he is back from injury, so hopefully he can stay fit now. But the fact that Manchester United are considering sending him off to this clinic in Switzerland kind of says it all for me. Like, that's kind of them just accepting that he's an injury-prone player, and the best option that they have now is just to try and, wrap him up in cotton wool and hope that they can sell him in the future. Like, is that what they're effectively saying? I don't really understand at all. And I think that, like, a lot of these players going forward, we should have things in their contracts where, if they're just injured the whole time, they just don't play. Obviously they don't play. I mean, they don't get paid. Like, that would make the most sense to me. But how easy that is to enforce, I think, is probably a whole nother matter. Like, it's probably pretty difficult to, to put into a contract that if you don't play football, you don't get paid. I mean, it sounds obvious. If you don't go to work for 6 months, right, you're probably not going to be paid, are you? Like, that's how it works for most people, isn't it? If you work in an office and you just don't go in for 6 months, they're probably not going to pay you. I don't know how it works with if you're ill or whatever, but I mean, most employers, they'll let you have like 1 or 2 days off ill, and then if you're ill for any longer, they'll say you're not going to be paid. I know it's slightly different with football, but yeah, Al says we paid 55 million and we gave him 250 grand a week. Yeah, I know, mate. It's a disgrace, really, isn't it? Absolute disgrace. But I mean, that's all part of football, isn't it? Yeah. Very frustrating. All right, let's see what else we've got to talk about this morning. Let's have a little look. All right, so we spoke about Mason Mount. We've spoke about Bruno Fernandes has been nominated for Player of the Month, for anybody who cares about that, which is good. I think he deserves that. I think he has been decent in the last month. Other than that, news is kind of slow at the moment, really. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't feel like there's that much noise coming out of Manchester United at the moment. All the noise we're hearing is that we don't have any money. All the noise that we're hearing is that we're going to go for Liam Delap. There's nothing really, I would say, positive coming out of Manchester United right now in relation to like transfer news and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully we start to see some players being linked to Manchester United again. Because at the moment, yeah, like what we're hearing at the moment, the Liam Delap type names, it's just not great. Al says, would you spend our precious transfer money on a keeper? Definitely. 100% I would sign a keeper. 100%. I think a keeper is incredibly important. I think for me, the priority positions are a striker, a midfielder, a goalkeeper, and a right wing back. Those would be my kind of 4 priority positions. If we then have more money, I'd sign another central attacking midfielder. I'd sign another centre back. And that would probably be it. 6 players. Striker number 1. CDM number 2 to sit alongside Ugarte. Goalkeeper number 3. Right wing back number 4. Central attacking midfielder number 5. And probably another centre back number 6. Saf says, did you see that the Glazers are investing their own personal money into Tampa Bay and they won't put any money into Manchester United? It doesn't surprise me at all. The thing is, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Malp says, when's the circus tent going to be built? Probably in about 20 years, mate, I reckon. I mean, stadiums take so long to build. So I think it's going to be a very long time until we see that stadium, until the circus tent is ready for visit. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I'm not going to do a massively long one today, but thank you very much for watching. I will be back tomorrow, as normal. I hope everyone has an amazing day, whatever you're doing. And, yeah, I hope you all have a good day. And I'll speak to you all tomorrow morning as normal. Have a good day, everybody. Speak to you all later.